I could stay like this, forever following you. Just don't get too far, and I'll be right where you are. You're a dream that I could finally see. I just want us to always be, to always be.
Hello everyone, Abby here, Purple Cottage Crafts, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. In this video, I have some Christmas card junk journal kits up for sale, and I have a total of 8. I tried to get all 8 in frame. I'm off a little bit, but I'll show you each one up close too. So I will have the purchasing information and the pricing information on the in the description box below, as well as across the screen too. So I have 8 different ones available, and they're all just, you know, Christmas cards, that kind of a thing. So I have them numbered so I know which one's which, and you'll know which one's which. So the journals are already kind of put together. They're just like blank, and all the embellishments and stuff are going to come into the pack here. So I just kind of wanted to give you a brief overview, or a brief look at the different ones I have right now, and I'm going to come back on and we're going to go through each journal individually so you can see what's inside each of the Christmas card journals. Now I'm not going to go through the packages in each one because essentially everything's the same except for some of the colors and some of the fabric that's inside the journals, but I'll explain that as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself set up, and we're going to come back and we're going to flip through junk journal number 1. Be right back. Okay, and here is journal kit number 1. So if you like this one, this is number 1. And I'll go through these 3 packets here in a moment. This will be pretty quick because, like I said, you know, I didn't embellish the insides. That's for you guys to do if you want to do that. So here's the front of the Christmas card, and then the back. And then this is some coffee dye paper, and the coordinating paper cutoffs are going to be included too. So, and each one has 9 pages, or excuse me, 8 pages, 9 counting the actual card itself. And this, all of the journals also include this a piece of this vintage German wrapping paper. Let me show you the packaging real quick on one of them. So I have, I think, 3 or 4 different designs, and this is what it is. So it's really, really fun paper to play with. So each journal is going to have a different pattern, is what I'm trying to say. Because I think I have like 3 or 4 different patterns. So not all of them have that same one. And then I included some fabric, and I just stitched that to a piece of some coffee dye paper. And then there's the center, and then it just goes on to the back. Now I left all of the, this is actually waxed linen cord, and I left it a little bit longer in case you want to tie a charm or a little bell or something on, you know, a little bead or whatever you want to do. So if you don't want it this long, of course, you can just cut it off to whatever length you want. All right, so let's get into what's in the bag. So let's do the big one first. So each one's going to come with the card journal and these 3 bags. All right, so in this one, each one has a vintage card catalog, and then there are 4 doilies, 2 that I coffee dyed and 2 that I didn't, so in case you want to do it a different color. Each one has, this is a true vintage book jacket in the back of the book. I got this from a library when the school was closing, and so these are legit vintage. They're awesome. And what you do is you just, oops, I have it upside down. Let's just use this for a quick example here. So what you do is you peel this off the back, and they would stick the checkout card in there, and it's protected. So just in case you've never seen one of those before, just explain what it is. And then each one has this bingo card. These are pages that are from the 1800s. They're cutoffs that I got from one of my favorite booksellers on Etsy. So there's a couple of those you can play with. This is just a piece of coffee dye paper that's left over from making that journal. Each one has this layaway tag that's been coffee dyed, a piece of book page. This is not copy dyed. This is legit aged and old, and it's pretty brittle, but you can still use it for like collage or something like that. So I wanted to include that. And this is just a piece of coffee dyed holiday themed note paper. A page from a dictionary, the same dictionary. These are all the same. This is a page of, I think this is from the 60s. It's or 50s. I can't remember off the box. But this is a piece of vintage typing paper. It does have a watermark, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not in here. Kind of, sort of. So each one comes with that. And then this half of that, and then a piece of coffee dye paper. And this is from the 1800s as well. This is cotton rag paper, and so I just tore one of the sheets are pretty big. I just tore them in half, so each one's going to get one of those. Okay, now this is where it's going to be a little bit different for each one as far as what's in this glassine bag. So what I did is, if I had any offcuts left from the paper that I used in that journal for this specific kit, I included those. So there's that. And I also wanted to include a bit of fabric in case you want to make your own collage slow stitch bits, or you want to make page tabs or something like that. So I wanted to mention that, and then we'll go ahead and put this off to the side. So I'll put it back together in a moment. There's that. All right, and for this bag here, this one also has quite a few things that are going to be different for each bag, just based on the nature that they're vintage and kind of one-of-a-kind things that I've made myself. So each one's going to contain, you see there's a lot of stuff that comes in there. Each one contains 6 rusty paper clips that I did, and then 6 vintage white buttons. Some are ecru, that kind of thing. So that's going to be in there. Each one has a bit of piano roll paper. And this is also going to be different because this is, it's different pads of paper that I cut these from. So, but you're going to get the same amount in each one. So, one's not going to have 10 and the other one's going to have 5 or something. I made sure that each one had the same amount, but they're going to be different images. So there's those. Oops, there's some more of them. Down here, a couple more. And then each one has one of these Mary cards, and then a couple of these really fun kind of holiday themed playing cards. Each one's also going to have a vintage postage stamp, actually 2. Oh, this is part of the larger ephemera too. And then there's going to be just a mixture of some flowers in there in case you want to embellish the pages with flowers or something. And where'd that second one go? Here it is. And each one also is going to contain some wood embellishments like this. And they're going to be different, of course, because I only had so many of each one. And then a paper doll. And then 2 of these kind of plain tea bags in case you wanted to stain them yourself or keep them white or something. And then each one does contain a slow stitch collage bit from me, but there's that one. And then there's these 2 here, and they coordinate with the fabric that's inside the actual journal itself. And so what you can do with these, in case you're not sure, I won't repeat this for the following journals, just this one right here. You can take it and you can glue it on a corner. You can make it a tuck spot. You can do that if you want. You can make it a page tab. You can glue it or staple it or stitch it to a tag and make it a topper. Whatever you want to do. It's just another embellishment, but it's something handmade from me because I am obsessed and addicted to slow stitching. So there's that. Okay, well, I'll be faster on the next one, so because I won't have to repeat so much. And then in this bag here, you have just an assortment of some different laces and trims, some seam binding in case you want to dye it yourself. There are 3 of these flowers in case you want to dye these. You can cut them apart and use them as an embellishment, a little bit of lace and lace there. And this is scrubby cotton. So anyway, so that is what comes in each kit, minus the different colors and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff packed up for journal kit number 1, and I'll be back with journal kit number 2. Okay, here we have junk journal kit number 2. This is probably my favorite one because I just love that card. I wish I had more than one of those. But here's the front and the back of that one. I left the back plain in case you wanted to put your own paper on here, put a pocket or something like that. So here we go. There's the front. It's essentially the same except for the cardstock because it's different papers, and some of them have this kind of paper. And there's the German paper that's on all of them. More copy dyed. And this one has the same fabric. 2 of the journals have the same fabric because I thought it would just went really well with it. And then there's the back. And so I left that in case you like it or you want want to put your own thing on there. So I'm not going to go through this because that's exactly the same except for the cardstock and the fabric, which it is I just showed you. I'm not going to do this one because they're all the same as well. So what's different in these smaller kits this is the one that each one has with the same kind of fabric on it. So there's another slow stitch collage bit there, and then these two coordinate with the fabric that's inside the journal, and then just different images and stuff from the cards. Pretty much this all it's all from the same paper collection, so it's going to be kind of all the same, and then the flowers. So there is Junk Journal Kit number 2 if you're interested in that one, and I'll be right back with number 3. Okay, journal kit number 3. I do want to note a few of the journals had coordinating envelopes that came with the cards, so I included those in case you want to put this and cut it up or you use it in the journal yourself. So that's why some have the coordinating envelopes and some don't. It was just kind of the way when I got them. So here's the inside of this one. And I'm flipping through each one because I want you to be able to see the different papers. Now this is some Italian straw paper that I purchased from Rachel with Roxycreations. I will link her Etsy shop below as well as her YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you have heard of her. She is fantastic and I just love watching her. So there's that, and this is a different pattern of that German wrapping paper. And then this one has this fabric on it, and that's the middle. So it's the back, and the back is matted as well. There's the back side. Like I said, I left these plain in case you want to decorate those yourself. Now, this is all the stuff's the same except for the offcuts of the Italian straw paper and a scrap of the fabric. And then I went ahead and pulled out the different slow stitch collage bits that I made that coordinate with this particular junk journal. They can be in any direction you want, by the way. They're not directional or anything. That's just the way I put them on my hand. So you get 3 of those. Little bit of slow stitch and something from me, and then a couple of the kits also have a little bit longer bag than the others because I ran out, so I had to use these longer bags just in case you're wondering why. Also on the bags I left them plain. I didn't want to do any stamping or anything like that because in case you wanted to do that yourself and include it in your journal, like you could totally turn this into we all know what we can do with them. So that's why I left those plain, just in case you were wondering. And yeah, all right, so this is journal kit number 3, and I'll be back with journal kit number 4. Okay, kit number 4. Here's the card. And some of the cards had a really pretty picture on them, so I left them alone. But you can cover it, of course, if you don't like it. There's that. And this one has the tree German paper like the last one. This is the fabric for this one. And there's the center, and this goes on. So again, the offcuts and a scrap of the fabric. And then here are the collage bits. Slow stitch collage bits, that's what I call them for this particular journal. So there's that. And again, I'm not sharing these because it's the exact same stuff inside. So anyway, all right, I will be back. This is journal kit number 4, and I'll be back with journal kit number 5. Okay, junk journal kit number 5. I love that way that coffee dye paper turned out. Oh, I forgot to mention too, each one does have a page where it's got a pocket in there. I completely forgot to mention that, so sorry. But each journal will have this page in there, so I put a couple pockets in there for you already. And this one has this German paper, and let's get past the fabric. Where'd it go? Here it is. And this is the fabric in this one. There's that. And then these are the coordinating collage bits, slow stitch collage bits. And this also has the offcuts of the cardstock used and a scrap of that fabric for this one. So this is journal number 5. I'll be back with number 6. Okay, journal kit number 6. This is another card that has a coordinating envelope that's included. There's the pages. This one has a different pattern. We haven't seen this one yet. of that German wrapping paper. And then this is the fabric that I used this in this particular one. And as mentioned, each one does have that pocket on each side. If I can get my fingers in there, there's the pocket. And these are the collage bits for this journal. So there is that, and it also comes with the scrap of the fabric and the coordinating cardstock inside. All right, journal kit number 6. I'll be back with number 7. Okay, journal kit number 7. Inside. This is the fabric for this one. Oh, here's the paper, German paper. Let me show you this one. Yeah, we've seen that one already, but it's really pretty. And I love the way that coffee dyed paper came out. It was hard to get into my hoard vault, you guys. And there's the center. And again, that's the one with the pockets. So there's that. Coordinating fabric, cut-offs from that paper. And here are the slow stitch collage bits. That goes with this particular one. Okay, so this is journal kit number 7, and I'll be back with the final one, number 8, and I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, and the final journal kit, number 8. This one also had a really pretty print on the inside, so I left it alone. So you could do with it what you wish. And this is the fabric for this one. It's got a lot of texture to it, I like it. That's the paper there. And here is the Christmas ornament German paper again. And then there's the center. All right, and coordinating fabric and cutoffs from the book. And here are the collage bits for this kit. And these were a lot of fun to put together. I was watching a classic movie when I put these together. All right, so this is the final kit. I'll be back with all of the details and information. If you're interested in purchasing one of the kits, stay tuned and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so you have seen all of the fun embellishments and parts that go with each of the Christmas card junk journal kits, as well as the papers and fabrics inside each one. So now the details. So I will be putting the price of these journals. They're all the same price, and they're $43 shipped in the United States only, of course, because I can't gauge what international shipping would be until I would find out what country you were in. So $43, which includes shipping in the US. Let's see here. Oh, and I do want to mention real quick too, I do live in Oregon, and our governor just put us on a 2-week lockdown. Today is the 18th. So my post office is open though, because I checked before I filmed the video. But if there are some countries, say for example somebody in Canada or the UK or something wanted to buy one of these, I will have to check to see if your country is accepting packages from the United States, and we'll have to kind of work it out from there. So I wanted to mention that just because of COVID and everything. All right, and these are going to be first come, first serve. So if you were interested in any of these journals, and again, the numbers are listed with each one, then go ahead and send me an email to purplecottagecrafts@gmail.com. I always have that information in the description box below. And then what I need to have you send me is your PayPal information, as well as your mailing address. So I don't do friends or family. This is just something, a policy I have, and it just protects the both of us. And soon as I get your PayPal, and you're the first person for journal number 2, for example, and you send me the email, you're the first one to contact me with your PayPal information, so I can send you an invoice as well as your mailing address. As soon as the email comes in, I will then generate an invoice via PayPal and send it to you. And I ask that you pay this as soon as you can, just because hopefully there'll be multiple people that want to purchase these. And that way, if somebody else wanted journal number 2, they're not waiting for like a day or something to see if it's actually going to be bought or not. So, I mean, I don't want to put like a time limit on necessarily, but hopefully within the hour or two of you receiving the invoice, unless you live in a different time zone, of course. I just ask that you please keep an eye out for a PayPal invoice coming from me, Purple Cottage Crafts. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Okay, so if the first person to contact me and I don't hear back from them within a reasonable time frame, I will go ahead and just move on to the next person in line, just to be fair to everybody. So I will be updating the description box below, letting you know which journals are sold and which ones are still available, actually. So make sure you're checking the description box so you can see that information. And I'm also going to be listing these on my Etsy. And you're like, what? Abby has an Etsy? Yes, I do. I've actually had one since about 2009, but I never publicized that I did, because the stuff I posted on there, I actually sold at my job. People followed me and they saw it and they're like, I want to buy that. So, and I just kind of abandoned my shop after that. And it used to be Scrappin' Abby. And I changed my name to Purple Cottage Crafts about 3 years ago now, 4 years ago. So I will put across the screen what my Etsy shop name is, as well as a link in the description box below. It's Purple Cottage Crafts SA, which is for Steve and Abby. I could not get it without adding those 2 additional letters. I don't know why. It told me that Purple Cottage Crafts was taken. I can't find that shop, but that's okay. So at least I got my name in there and just Steve and Abby at the end. So I'm going to be putting those up there as well. So if you're really interested in purchasing one of these, go ahead and send me an email, because I will check my email. Check my email as soon as it comes in, and then if the timestamp on the email is before an Etsy purchase or something, then I'm going to do first come first serve. Trying to be as fair as possible. All right, I feel like I've talked to you guys enough in this video. So again, all the purchasing information will be in the description box below, and hopefully you guys like the journals and want to own some stuff that I made, and that would be great. So I will see you guys next time, and happy crafting, and have a good day. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.